Billy, obviously the points off turnovers really jump off the box score, and it looked like in that second half you didn't really have a lot of offensive options once they started trapping DeMar. What did you see out there?
Yeah, I think the turnovers, I think there was options there. I mean, they were pretty aggressive with him early in the game. I thought we did a pretty good job in the first half of moving, getting downhill. But I think in that first half, we also had 9 turnovers. Certainly the turnovers were a big, I think, factor. The one thing that probably, we got fortunate on was the fact that they turned it over 19 times as well. But certainly some of our live ball turnovers certainly left some runouts. But even like some of the, I think there was a play late. Maybe we were down by 5 coming down the break, and we had a play in the transition, went through our hands out of bounds. It was just, I think, some carelessness there. And it's fine. DeMar, teams are going to do that to him. It's not the first time he's seen that. But we needed to get the ball out of some of those traps and get it moving. Like the one time I thought we did a really good job. Alex missed a corner 3. But we moved it really well, against the trap, and we got it out. And, we're capable of doing it. It's not like we haven't seen that before. I just didn't think that we did a great job handling it tonight.
Did you get any update on Dalen? And do you know
From
if
what I
travel?
just gathered, the X-rays were negative. It's a sprained ankle right now.
Do you know if travel?
I don't even know any of that. I just checked, and they said that's all they said to me. I didn't even ask that.
You just mentioned about first half ball movement, and it was pretty smooth. What did you see that changed from in the second half? I mean, obviously toward the end it was more isolation because of the circumstances. But
yeah, I thought that it happened in the first half as well, but it got masked because we were making some shots in our offense. I think we had 63 points in the first half, but they were just driving the ball down our throat. I mean, that's really what the difference was. And then I think what happened was that stood out a lot more because we just didn't score at the same rate.
Is that why you called that early timeout?
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about that at halftime, because they had not taken a lot of threes, but they were really coming downhill at us at the basket. And we have done a really good job all year long protecting the paint, protecting one another. And it wasn't even so much of, they were trying to isolate Barnes in certain matchups and some of that stuff, but it was just all their guys were coming downhill. But because we were scoring, it didn't look as bad. But when the scoring stopped, if you looked at that second half, everything was at the basket for them. And Trent got going early in the game for some threes, but that was really them, just coming downhill at us at the rim, at the basket. And we didn't do a great job of, one, containing the ball up top. And then when we did, come over and help the next closeout, we were getting beat off the dribble. So I think the way we got beat off the dribble tonight contributed to the way it looked in the second half.
One other thing, when they scored, they had like 10 or 11 straight possessions they scored on. Was that what you were seeing in that sequence, that end of the third quarter?
You mean the early timeout?
No, the end of the third quarter, they scored like 10, 11 straight possessions or something.
Yeah, and everything was at the basket. And Trent made some jump shots, and they made some jump shots. But, I thought we got off. It was our ball. I think Io came downhill in the first possession and made a layup, so the lead went up to 12. And then I think they missed and maybe went back and forth. And then we had some empty possessions, and then it changed pretty quickly. But to your point, we just had a really difficult time containing the ball. And we've been a pretty good team of helping one another. And I think our help could have been better. I thought our gaps were too wide. I thought they just, Schroeder in particular just kept going downhill, and we've got to be able to contain the ball a little bit better. And at times we did do a good job, but not good enough, coupled with the turnovers.
Why do you think Kobe only got 10 shots? It just didn't seem he's as aggressive or involved in offense as he had been.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Kobe tries to, take the right shots. I think he was playing downhill. Sometimes you get shots in games, sometimes you don't. That's just kind of the way it is, but you want to make the right basketball play. So I didn't feel like he turned down any. I felt like they were kind of up on him in coverages, and I think he tried to get downhill and generate offense for others.
What did you say about Io's shot selection? Finished with 21 tonight.
Yeah, he's done a good job, I think, of his shot preparation early. That's been the biggest thing for him, is being ready to shoot, and I think he's gotten himself really ready to shoot, and he's shot the ball much better. I think it's a tribute to the work that he's put in. He's really gotten better in that area.
I'm guessing you're 17 or not, you're not surprised by anything Thad Young does out there, right? Just his IQ.
No, he's, like I said before the game, just being with him even for a year, I loved being with him and working with him. Really smart, knows how to play, gets shots off and around the rim. A lot of times being undersized, he's found a way to really be crafty, with those quick hook shots. He's quick off the floor, he's got good hands. And then he's also a good passer, he's got good vision too.
Speaking of him, they're playing without Pirtle again. Started that. Why is he taking so many threes when they're not playing a center?
Well, they're double teaming him when he did get it down there some, so he was kicking it out quite a bit, and they obviously doubled DeMar down there as well. When Vooch is open, we certainly want him shooting the basketball. I think we could have done a better job, quite honestly, is finding Vooch in the pocket after some screening actions. I thought we missed him some. And generally, we've been pretty good when DeMar gets trapped. We usually find him there in that spot, and he can kind of facilitate. I think that's an area we've got to get better at as a team, quite honestly. I thought the same thing happened in Portland quite a bit, where it's not so much about, if you're going to run post-up plays for him, they're just going to double team him, and it takes away his passing. He gets it in the post, I think, and facilitates a lot more when you find him after some movement. And there was, I thought, times even in the Portland game where we missed him, and even Andre at times, because they were trapping in Portland quite a bit, and the ball was kind of coming out when they were trapping DeMar, and I thought Vooch had some opportunities. We missed him, so did Andre. But I think what we got to do is do a better job of finding Vooch in that pocket. But if he's open from three, I think, we'd want him taking those shots. But I do think where he's really been great for us is when we can find him below the free throw line, and he's in that mid-range area where he can throw it to the next side, or he can shoot that little jump shot he shoots in the lane.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.